Welcome to the RSP Film Room. I'm Matt Waldman with the Rookie Scouting Portfolio. We're going to take a look at JuJu Smith-Schuster. This is a player who I didn't think was going to have as strong of a season in 2019 because of the absence of Antonio Brown and inexperienced receivers. But then, really, it was unfair to evaluate him because Ben Roethlisberger got hurt. So now here we are this year. The receivers have an extra year of experience. They added Eric Ebron. Ben Roethlisberger's back. How does he work? How does this work out this year? Is it going to work out this year that he turns into a highly productive receiver once again without Antonio Brown? How will they try to do it? Well, one of the things they're going to try and do is use him in bunch receiver sets. He's three receivers. He's going to be single coverage here. He's going to work between his two receivers from the inside out. Widen this route, get between these two guys, hoping that maybe the coverage gets caught up in the wash here. Nice tight turn right behind the back of 54, so he maximizes the space between himself and the off single coverage here, hoping that the single coverage breaks and runs into, one of his own men or traffic here. And then the rest of this is really about Smith-Schuster making a strong play and Ben Roethlisberger being able to throw the ball like a top-level pro quarterback, because as the pocket collapses around him, Roethlisberger stands in there, makes a throw only where Smith-Schuster can catch it, high and away from the trailing defender. They know this is going to be a tight coverage target because Smith-Schuster's not the fastest guy. If he was, he'd be an outside receiver instead of using him as an inside-outside hybrid and having to create space for him with these types of routes. So part of the answer is to what makes JuJu Smith-Schuster tick and what's going to make him a high-volume receiver week in and week out is bunch coverages and a top-end quarterback with high placement. That's what you get right there. Let's watch it from a little bit more close up. There's Smith-Schuster on the inside here to the right. There's our man 25. Works outside, works around the linebacker. Roethlisberger, even with men all around him, perfect placement. The other thing is to be able to get JuJu Smith-Schuster matched up against zone or off coverage and to scheme him open a little bit. Here he is inside once again. You've got Eric Ebron on the inside here. And watch Ebron. Ebron against this safety, number 27. See how he motions inside, then back outside, just with a little step. What that does is indicates to Ben Roethlisberger, JuJu Smith-Schuster, and Ebron that this defender is either going to be single covering Ebron, and it's going to be man-to-man with Smith-Schuster with the defenders directly above him, or the safety is going to be accounting for this whole left side of the field if all these defenders on the left side are blitzing. And they bring everybody. And as a result, you get one-on-one. Smith-Schuster works inside. Eric Ebron works underneath that. The defenders switch. And now Schuster has a one-on-one with this whole opposite side of the field. This is really about route running more than speed. And so Ben Roethlisberger is going to make an anticipatory throw under pressure. And you're going to see him be able to throw that ball off his back foot and just loft it and let Smith-Schuster run under it. Now, why isn't it about speed, you ask? Well, let's take a look at this one more time. There's again Ebron checking to show what the defense is going to give, and watch Smith-Schuster dive inside, and he's going to flatten this route out and give a look to the downfield inside shoulder of the safety. It's a little bit of a fake to the inside right there with that step to the inside, and that forces the defender to get back on his heels and potentially turn his hips, or at least get to the position where he might have to do that. That slows the defender down enough that Smith-Schuster is able to now cut across and has a separation. So a lot of it's the route running and the space. This is a lot like a crossing route, kind of an over route. And when you can work horizontal against a man and if you're one of the slower receivers and you can work across, you can take advantage of the space that's going to be there. And part of that is step to the inside, step to the outside, lean to that outside. Defender baits towards that, and then break back inside and across the field. You're also going to have Eric Ebron do work for you. And I know a lot of fantasy players out there in the fantasy community, they poo-poo Eric Ebron because he drops the ball, whatever. But he's in demand, been with multiple teams, and started for multiple teams, and has had production. And he's a guy who is a threat up the seam. His athletic ability makes him a threat, and defenses have to treat him as such. So here he is in line, left side, JuJu Smith-Schuster, slot left. And you're going to see them crisscross and create a little bit of a rub with Ebron working inside towards the defender over Smith-Schuster. Smith-Schuster is then going to work underneath. And that creates the rub. He gets a free release on the crosser, makes the catch, quick throw, turns upfield, gets another 10 to 12 yards out of the deal. So it's important to understand that they're going to create picks for him. They're going to use athletic players who the defense have to consider as legitimate threats, like 85 Ebron working outside, Smith-Schuster working underneath it, gets the easy play, 3, 8, 13 yards on that play. Then you're going to run variations off that. Just later in the game, look at this. Eric Ebron, not much later actually. Ebron in line. Smith-Schuster on the left side, slot once again. You're going to see them look like they're going to do that crossover again. Giants has already been exposed to that. They're thinking that's a possibility. Here comes Ebron working across and up the field, pushing up the field. Smith-Schuster working underneath inside like he's going to run the crosser. Now the safety, knowing that he got burnt before, he charges up. Smith-Schuster puts on the brakes, pivots back to the outside, catches the ball. Those defenders have been run off. Smith-Schuster gets a nice gain again. So it's about using plays and then using variations off of it. Previous plays, Smith-Schuster runs the cross. Safety's looking there, pre-snap. Look at the safety. He's eyeballing that all the way. He's like, okay, I think I see what's going to happen here. Let me get ready for it. Snap, looks directly at Smith-Schuster. Sees that coming, starts to float over there. Breaks. Ebron's run off one man. Outside receivers run off the other. 5, 10, 12, 13 yards. All right, final play that we're going to look at. You can see that we haven't seen Smith-Schuster really targeted in the deep range of the field. No real vertical targets tonight. But here he is, middle trips. Ebron on one side. Looks like Deontay Johnson on the other side. You got Claypool on the outside here. Watch the little switch off here. Get a little rub route between 18 and Smith-Schuster. 25 clears over, runs hard to 18. Smith-Schuster is able to take advantage of the confusion that the defensive back has about where 18 is going, and as a result he gets nice separation, catches the back shoulder play. So what you're seeing here is a lot of rub routes, a lot of opportunities where receivers are helping work Smith-Schuster open, and Smith-Schuster doing what he does best, which is make tough plays at the catch point and to be able to run good routes. But the true test that's coming up is when defenses can cover tightly or they can get him matched up against a primary defender and their secondary defenders can cover the outside receivers. If they're able to cover the outside receivers, Smith-Schuster might get shut down a little bit more often. But right now what you're seeing is Smith-Schuster taking advantage of of the work that the Steelers are doing to scheme them open and having a quarterback who can place the ball at a high level. Thanks again for watching. For more RSP Boiler Room videos, you can check out my YouTube channel, Matt Waldman's RSP Film Room, and my site, www.mattwaldmanrsp.com.